galactic war. Liberty, democracy, justice. They're in your hands now.
So I was a little late to the party, but I'm here now, and I have been playing a ton of Helldivers 2 lately. And I knew I wanted to make this video after my second or third mission of getting absolutely destroyed. Like I said, I was a little late, so I did not initially face the Terminids because when I joined the game, the automatons were running rampant and destroying everything. And I was like, hey, I'm here to help. The game says go fight the automatons, so I will. And then on trivial difficulty, hats off to whatever designer decided to name it that, on trivial difficulty, I lost. I got out of my first mission alive, but just barely. And I certainly did not succeed on my mission, which was to extract all of the scientists. And I had a lot of fun. And the word I want to focus on here is desperation. I think it's the desperation of these scenarios that made everything so fun. You can see in a lot of these clips in the background, I'm getting absolutely overwhelmed, mostly in the automaton missions. I'm just drowning in enemies and just trying to hold on. And it's just made the experience so incredible. And I think what made it even better was the way the tutorial, as I showed off in the start of the video, it starts off telling you, it calls you literally invincible. It says you are, you know, the ideal acrobat and Earth's newest hero. You are gonna do the thing. Every child wants to be a Helldiver. Now you're doing it. You're gonna go save the galaxy. And then you just drown in blood and oil as automaton after automaton charges you down using a meat saw as a weapon. Okay, for sure. And it was after my second mission, which was another automaton, I played on easy and again lost with a group of four, like me and three teammates. We all just got destroyed. No one got out alive. And I think we extracted like one civilian. And I was like, oh man, this is something special, because I was having so much fun losing, because even when you're losing, you're doing so in a way that feels so valiant, so visceral. You're just your character, the voice acting in this game is incredible. When you fire your last round and my guy screams out of ammo with very palpable panic, it feels terrifying and exhilarating in a way that is extremely engaging. And then other systems tie into that really beautifully. The stratagem system, which for those unfamiliar, you have to, on PC, hold control, on PS5 controller, hold L1, and then type in, either on the D-pad or WASD, a series of commands. I do them really quickly in these clips. Some of these clips after I got a little more accustomed to the game. But you can see in the top left, I'm typing in these little commands to summon reinforcements. There's the list there. Call in special weapons, backpacks, all that stuff. And that system is cool and fun and tactile, but when you're in the shit and bullets are flying and you're holding on for dear life and you have to sit there and type in this precise command, some of which are like 8 inputs long, it gets terrifying. It gets difficult. It gets nerve-wracking, because you know every time you fail, every time you don't input the command and you have to try again, it costs you a quarter or a half second. But in those moments where you're just trying to stay alive, those brief time spans matter so much. So yeah, the game has just been absolutely incredible. And I think another way that the desperation gets amped up, another thing that causes you to fail, but in a way that I found fun and engaging, is how little the game tells you about itself. I've seen people complain on social media that the game not explaining itself all that well is And I have specifically seen people call it bad design, and you couldn't be more wrong. I'm not even going to call that an opinion. That's just, to me, the truth of it, because that was a design choice. That is not a mistake. It is deliberate, because you are a random grunt. The game tells you you're the bee's knees, you're the next hot shit, and you're not. You're just some grunt on a nowhere planet that doesn't actually matter as far as Super Earth is concerned. Sure, maybe eventually these Terminids push in far enough to attack actual human settlements, but for now, what are you defending? You're defending ICBMs, you're defending scientific facilities, you are blowing up bug nests, places they call home. But the game doesn't explain itself to you, because you're some random grunt, and the higher-ups do not care if you live or die as long as your mission gets achieved. So the game expects you, the people in world expect you to figure this shit out on your own, or they don't care if you die because whatever will just replace you with another 18-year-old grunt. And it feels so good. It really puts you in world. It's immersive. It's incredibly immersive to need to figure out how to manage these systems yourself, to learn something like you can shoot an enemy's arm off to make them less effective in combat by either taking off a Terminid's bladed hand or tearing off an automaton's, machine gun arm. Either way, you can shoot at the ligaments and tear it apart and make yourself a little bit safer, but nowhere explains that. There are enemy patrols that if they see you will call in reinforcements and make your life more difficult, or you can sneak around them, and nothing in game says that. You can shoot down these transport ships to prevent reinforcements, to kill whole groups of them coming in at a time. Nothing explains that. But the more you begin to improvise, the more you begin to just try things and see what works, the more you feel like a soldier in over your head, trying your best not just to succeed on the mission, but to stay alive. You need to get smarter, you need to get better to get out of here. And that it was so much fun to combine that with the inability to actually succeed and to need to improvise, to need to figure the game out in order to do the bare minimum was such a satisfying component, I think, of the way the game weaponizes your desperation and forces you to get smarter to stay alive. And I think the last major component of this desperation and how failure is so fun is the social media aspect. This game's, I think, the best example I've seen of a game using social media. Not just in that the game has so many fun little clips and moments, me getting smashed by someone else's hell pod in the start of the video was such a hilarious moment. You see people online like, what are you doing after the war? Oh, I just want to go home and see my mom. And then he gets his head taken clean off. Moments like that obviously are so great for social media, but also in the way that when you try your hardest and you fail and the game calls it either a shameful retreat or a pointless sacrifice in the after game rewards screen, it makes you think, okay, I did my best and it wasn't enough. What do I need? And one of the thoughts you're eventually going to have is, I need more people. Sometimes I'm going to lose. That's just the way it goes. What we need are more people trying more missions just to get those numbers up on the board. So you go to social media and you either chastise the people playing the game and you go, hey, the Terminids are not the threat right now. Get over here and help us defend against the automatons. Or you straight recruit and go, hey, join the fight. We need you. I need people helping me take down these giant monsters. I can't do it without you. And it makes people outside the game want to get in and see what's happening and feel like part of the moment. But it also makes you, as a failing soldier, become part of the recruitment effort. Also, God, just look at how pretty this game is. Anyway, those are my broad thoughts on the way the game makes failure so fun, and there's a whole lot more to it. Moments like that, the fact that you can dive out of the way of something and get hit and actually get out alive, the fact that being prone makes you more likely to survive an explosion and make you more comfortable doing something like calling in airstrikes on your own position and hoping you survive. The way that your explosions and gunfire kick up dirt in these deserts and make it so eventually you're not even shooting at enemies, you're just shooting into the cloud and hoping you get hit markers. This is an incredible game, and there's so much to talk about with it. So maybe I'll make more videos, maybe not. The other things that really draw me, like I said, the social media aspect of it is so fun and interesting, but also I think, yeah, the way the game, I think, succeeds where Starship Troopers somewhat famously fails in making itself so cool that it actually becomes a thing people want to use to talk about how cool the future could be, instead of recognizing it for the dystopia it's meant to be. Whereas this game makes you feel the dystopia by making you a part of it, lost and confused and drowning in blood. It's just an incredible experience. If you haven't tried it yet, I really recommend it. And yeah, those are my thoughts. That's my rant. I hope you have a good day.